The opinions and views expressed by the hosts of this podcast are intended solely for the entertainment purposes. None of the content should be taken seriously or as factual. No personal disclosure, revelations, or accusations are being made. Additionally, we advise against attempting any actions discussed on this podcast.
So drink responsibly and enjoy the show.
Yeah, you sure about that, George?
You ain't got the what you call it? You ain't got the noise that you figured that out, right? You said?
Yeah, I think I did.
The nigga was happy as hell. We got it right the last time. He said, yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, let's see what happened now.
I got you. Back in the building on the ones and twos. Yeah. Nah. Nah, this is indeed the Cognac Conversations podcast. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, Rick, a.k.a. Rick the Ruler on Instagram. Fucking had dad. To the left of me, we got Bonnet Boy.
Savi with the bonnet.
Salute to the Bonnet. Savi, Super Landlord on Instagram.
See, man. Fucking right, bro.
Yep.
It's been a good minute, man.
Yeah, it seems like we always taking these mini-ass vacations.
Yeah, man.
We back, though.
We are, bro.
We do, bro. We take a hell of vacation, bro. Mad time off.
What the max out PTOs,
Yeah, our
bro.
PTO been out.
And it's crazy though, bro. We only halfway here in life right now, bro. Like literally a year has went like we halfway there. It's about to be 26.
20, yeah.
Like which is
Yeah,
wild.
it'll be 6 months, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of wild. Life is moving too fucking quick.
Definitely
right now,
is.
That's when you got Alex hours working. Yeah.
bro. Okay, yeah, you right, bro. You
Y'all
right.
Facts.
We've
Hey,
been on union time.
Summer is gonna come in the next 2 weeks and bounce.
Nah,
That's-
summer here. That
It's
100
all right.
degree weather. That 100
2
degrees is
weeks.
coming this week.
Yeah.
nah,
I'm gonna make
nah.
my shit extend though. Pause. That's good.
That's our HR, if y'all heard. That's HR, Scott.
That's why I used the appropriate terminology when I said pause. We
Is it
good.
pause? Yeah, okay.
Jay,
So,
JasMedia.
Yo,
Came back from DR.
Yo, I love it over there.
This man did not give me my cheese. That
Man, listen, this is what happened.
Nobody's giving you more cheese to put on your pancakes.
Yo, this is what happened.
Dominican cheese,
So,
bro.
Cheese on your pancakes.
Yeah, that's wild.
Cheese
So,
on pancake is fucking amazing.
So,
Until one of y'all motherfuckers try this shit, they come talk to me. Until then, shut the fuck
you
up.
food
I don't
back
hate
there.
none of this
Listen,
shit.
so
I
what
don't
happened
want my
was,
stomach to hurt. I'm cool.
so I spent like $200 on stuff. I put all in my luggage. So, for some
Judge, I
reason,
just didn't get my cheese.
You
That's all I
didn't
know.
get- you didn't get your
I
cheese.
didn't get my cheese,
So
bro.
they took the cheese out your luggage?
it was a bag, and it took the bag
Yeah,
out.
they didn't want you smuggling
They ain't
shit.
smuggling none of my shit. But
You
my
just a poor
alcohol,
smuggler, bro.
Yeah, you're just very
This is a
poor
very
smuggler.
poor
hey,
smuggler.
Lily, shut up. But my alcohol came out good. I had like 4 bottles in my luggage. Came out great.
Oh man, bro.
Yeah, shout out to that, man. Thanks for that, Bugal.
Yeah, double reserve.
Double
Oh,
reserve.
shit,
Yeah,
man.
I ain't never had no double reserve.
That shit new right there, man. That shit made me cry. I ain't
SpreadMedia on the visuals too. I didn't get a chance to shout
Yeah,
out to SpreadMedia on the
That shit made me
visuals.
cry.
So what's up? How was your trip? I was gonna let you.
Oh, my
Get
trip
your
was
trip off, how it
great. Like my first time going back to DL since I was 8 years old to see my family and stuff like that. So
George got a second family for anybody that would want to know.
George
I
definitely
didn't want
does
to
have
say
his
it. I was
something,
really
man.
trying not to say it. I would blow up the spot.
But
yeah.
how? This is like my third time going. The second
He
time
got
with
a-
y'all niggas.
He just
The
had a third
cruise.
child named him Rafaelito, bro.
Rafaelito
He's in
Samuel.
No, my name was Jay over there.
Hey,
I ain't know
every picture I seen, George looked confused or drunk, bro. Every
I
picture
was,
seen-
90% of his pictures was either drunk or confused George.
Yeah.
How the hell did
No.
I get here?
Yo, I FaceTime Lyric.
called us.
Yeah, I called her.
Yeah.
I told the nigga with Jermaine. That's how fucked up I was. Like, Jermaine. I was like, oh,
Nigga like,
shit.
yo, man, what's up? So I'm looking like, where the fuck is
I thought it was Jermaine, yo. I was fucked up. Bro.
Nigga, I'm like, it wasn't even that dark, bro.
I was-
Maine. Shout out to Maine. Maine, I'm a dog, but no.
Yo, I was
Oh,
fucked.
no,
I was
no.
fucked up at least. I was there for 2 weeks. I was at least half drunk. I was drunk at least half of the time.
Yeah, I see, man.
Me new
He got a
people,
little
me
darker
new
out
cousin.
there too,
Oh yeah,
bro.
with the son over there.
That son was shooting
me, my
you
new
right out.
cousins,
Knowing
family
that nigga had no
members.
son.
Hey, so how much did you spend on companionship?
I ain't spending shit for companionship.
I like the way you asked that on companionship. That's
fuck
fuck
you
fuck.
mean? I speak Spanish. Oh fuck you, I mean.
Oh, that nigga
shit.
was
It only cost
sweet talking about
I was
that
sweet
shit.
talking.
It only cost $27 or 300 pesos.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
your number's so off right now.
Word, no.
It's probably the same shit.
It's
it's
probably
not.
it's close.
It's closed, but I ain't
When
spending
we-
nine.
I don't know the
go
going rate.
No, shut up, Lyric. So Nah.
back to you, George. What
How
happened?
do
I
y'all
just-
know the going rate? What's going on?
I just went. My cousins. I got a lot of female cousins. Shout out to all of them. They just got friends.
Tell them to subscribe to the podcast.
I tried my best. I was half drunk too.
The nigga, let me tell y'all this.
I was on
bro.
vacation.
The whole time he was gonna say, "Yo, I'm going on vacation. I'm gonna do boom, 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 boom."
Yeah, I ain't do. I did
None of that
some.
shit.
I did half, but
That's the confusion part. Where
Yeah.
George
I was.
He
Confused.
probably was like, "Yo, I'm supposed to be doing something." man.
I had the mics and everything.
I know you had everything, nigga. You told us.
I'm gonna tell y'all
I
this.
ain't-
My man went out there and let his hair down. He
He
living
definitely
good.
did.
all my hair.
Nigga probably wore a cognac conversation shirt. And
I
just
did.
Like, damn, I'm supposed to be doing something.
I did too. I had the shirt down there too.
We gotta get the QR codes on the shirts, bro.
I was thinking about that too.
George is supposed to make the fucking barcode for us.
I did
again.
that. I did get the barcode. I gotta give it to you.
Did it, but
I gotta give it to you.
I gotta get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you and live it.
Yeah.
Or you can put it on the shirt.
Yeah, put it in the
We're
shirt.
gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
At some time, we gotta start selling merch too, bro. At this point,
And if you got the plug, then
Yeah.
you do got the
Exactly.
plug.
Yeah, man. But fucking yeah, bro. So, but what we got for today for the most amazing hangover? Because we ain't do this shit in a minute,
Yeah, it's been a
man.
minute.
Shit, I'm hangover.
A good minute in a sense, bro. But I think if I'm not mistaken, though, fucking. I know we talked a little bit. I see some shit too, bro. Where I think this is the link, the era we going with the bottles in the ears and shit, and which
Because
is
it's crazy.
crazy.
You told me about your situation about when you went out with the bottle situation.
Oh yeah, where so fucking
What bottle?
oh so
So we got two hangover the week.
Oh,
This
okay.
is Savi's.
well, it's not really hangover week
Yeah.
because we kind of like we
Well, that's
we
spot,
corrected,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we went to a spot or whatever, bro. In Elizabeth or whatever. So in order to sit down, you gotta buy a bottle. I said, all right, cool, whatever, man. Look at she gave me a menu. That shit was glowing. I said, all right, cool. The cheapest shit I seen was $185. It was like it was champagne or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. Shooty disappeared. Our actual server came. He's like, yo, we got a bottle special. I said, where? What is it? Don Julio 150. I said, all right, cool. Let's go that route. Cheaper and better at the same time. So, man, I was just so tight, bro. I'm looking around. Nobody else has a bottle, but they were all seated. So I was tight because of the fact I'm like, yo, Shorty really was trying to get us to sit down, get a bottle. We just want to get a bottle regardless, though, but sit down, get a bottle, and then fucking rank up the price. What? Yeah, all right, bro. But yeah, all that wild shit with the bottle and whatnot. Yeah, I was just tight though. I was like legit tight.
That's
about that
crazy.
situation.
And the crazy part is, first off, these clubs, right? I gotta fucking pull y'all to the front. Like, bro, these are like fifths. You charging niggas $200.
Yeah, $250.
When them shits is like $40 in the fucking store.
It's 40 to 60.
Yeah, I got a better one for you. Other night, we went to the spot I told you about. I'm not gonna advertise the spot because I don't want y'all niggas crowding it up. But
That's
it
fucked
was
up.
$540 for 2 bottles.
Of what?
And Don Julio Reposado, what we doing
Oh,
here?
that's why.
$540 for 2/5, pretty much.
2, pretty much. Not even an eighth.
Damn, bro.
And guess what? And guess how I spent for that bottle? That was like $20.
Of course.
But
American money.
I will say I'm pretty sure the price included. We got 2 hookahs. We had 3 hookahs.
No, it's
But
just
still.
Still, exactly. I'm gonna say
540?
still.
That
540 is OD.
damn. You was New York or
Yeah,
Jersey?
I was in Jersey. I was in Jersey.
Truthfully, for me, bro, I fuck with lounges. I don't really do clubs, bro.
Me
Like,
either.
I'm not big on clubs unless like it's a birthday, like I come in to support. But even with that shit, bro, I'll be like,
I ain't there that long.
Yo, all right. Let me
Word.
ask y'all this then. What's the most expensive time you done had out?
In the
I'm
club?
talking about, it could be strip club,
Strip
regular
club.
club.
I
I
did
ain't
strip
gonna
club.
hold you, bro. I come
I
to
need
around like.
I need a number from y'all.
See, that's the problem. I can't give you a number. The reason why I can't give you a number is because if I know if I'm going outside, it costs to come outside.
You set yourself a limit?
Sometimes sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if I'm like, if it's like a celebration in a sense, I'm not gonna cap it off on the limit
Right.
or whatnot. So
Facts.
I'll be like, I bet. So honestly, I can't really tell you the most expensive shit. I just know the check comes and I pay and I get the fuck out. And I call it life, bro. I think about that shit tomorrow. That's exactly what I do.
I think
Or
Strippy, I was at the Strippy for, I think it was either Aunt's birthday
Oh,
or
Wahine? Oh,
somebody's birthday.
Chubb?
One of
Chubby?
their birthdays. And I spent easily $1,600.
God
Oh, you're a wild individual.
damn, my God.
But see, it wasn't 1,600 on strippers. Like, it wasn't like I threw 1,600 in ones. We got bottle service. I think we bought 2 bottles. I think I got like maybe 200 in ones. And then after the bottles went, niggas was buying drinks. So I want to say about 16.
1,600 came out just your pocket.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's extremely wild, bro. Cause I ain't
And
gonna
it
lie.
wasn't even supposed to, bro.
That's a wild situation.
That was like, and I was like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't working at a spot where I was making money. I wasn't making like, bro, I was making good money, but at the time, not for 1,600 to go. Still had a car note, had insurance, phone bill.
It's a lot of fucking dinero.
Rent.
Hell yeah,
Bullshit.
My boy
1,600.
was on overtime the rest of
Yeah.
that month eating
Damn, I'm
ramen.
trying to-
Nigga, what? I didn't go outside for the next like month and a half. It's like
Better.
your birthday? Yo, I see you the day before.
You
I
took
can't go out.
you took niggas that took your whole heart out.
Bro, yeah, nah. Strip clubs, I always have a limit on strip clubs, though, bro.
I think mine's
200
like
and less, bro.
200,
Yeah.
to
I
300.
I think SpreadMedia got one for this, man.
I don't know what's going on.
No, me, baby.
He said-
You know
he
me.
said no.
Spread not
No
today.
incriminating evidence today.
It's one of those things, though, man. But I mean, I don't know, dude, man.
You had a time you
What's
spent
the-
too much money
What's the
at a spot?
yeah?
I mean, I can't really remember, but I know for sure. I mean, so I guess I can't really make a story good because I can't recall an event, but I know for sure, like during my mid-20s, I had a lot of moments like that because niggas used to be going out to the strip club every other weekend.
Oh, that's was me.
I mean, I had a corporate job at that time. I ain't got no kids,
Oh, you got it.
so it was whatever.
Yeah.
After a hard week during the week of work,
Yeah, like
Work hard, play hard.
Rick, no, I mean, at the time, I guess it was a big deal for me. But I had a Gucci belt. I spent $300 on a Gucci belt.
dog.
When it was like, wow,
Dude was the plug. When we would go out, dude had 2. I think he had like 2 different Gucci belts. Be like, damn, that nigga had 2. And
That's the era. That's the
and I
era.
forgot the watch, but I don't want to shout them out. But the watches that you used to have and shit like that,
I mean, before I had kids, bro, it was like,
niggas,
Yeah.
niggas was suited and booted because of dude, bro.
Yo, bruh.
So
I can imagine, though, bruh. Yeah, bruh.
What about you, Scott? You the youngest one, so I know you
Yeah.
probably did some wild shit.
Yeah, everybody.
You beat me with 1,600. I think I give you one time. It was like probably like 2 summers ago. I had a night. We did. Barcode had like a pool party early,
Barcode pool parties are dangerous.
and this shows you the era of what it was.
Yeah.
Barcode had a pool party early in like the afternoon, early. So I was starting to start early with this day. Then we went to a strippy, and then we went to another late night spot. That was a $500-$600 night, easy.
Nigga, I spent that in probably a couple hours.
Exactly. That's why I'm trying to figure out what type of wings they had at the strip club.
Nah, I just really was. It was one of them times where I might have had my tax money. Might have been some nut shit I was just doing and I'm exaggerating. I don't think it was 1,600. I know it was a pretty penny.
yeah, I guess the most I ever paid, I know for my guy Mike for his like bachelorette party. We was down in Miami. I think I told you. It was some restaurant and PJ Tucker had like his own section like engraved.
Oh yeah. I remember.
In that booth that we was in, and it was ironic because when we left Miami, we seen PJ Tucker.
You just sat in your booth,
No,
bro.
not even in Miami. And when we left Houston, because we went from Houston to Miami.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so we went from Houston, then we went to Miami.
And this is
So-
the time he was at Houston?
Huh?
This is the time he was in Houston,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was when he was a rocket.
Yeah, Rocket.
So when we see him at the club in
Yeah.
Houston at Camp Houston, matter of fact, the child Camp Houston, bro. That club's crazy. It's outdoor.
Camp.
we talk about-
We talked about camp. Camp is
it's,
fire,
it's
bro.
outdoor area, big as hell, bottles, whole bunch of balls. I won't say balls, but niggas with money be inside there. So
Oh.
we see PJ Tucker over there, and we seen PJ Tucker when we left the airport. And ironically, we
That nigga
went
was
to
going
the
to Miami.
we went to Miami. We went to some restaurant, and it just so happens they placed us inside PJ Tucker's fucking booth.
Was it during the season? This was the off season, right?
No, this is summer. Yeah.
Oh,
this is summer.
I thought this nigga was just
hopping over.
I got a game in Miami. I'm gonna just go out there.
They do that though. They do that.
Yeah, no, I know for
I don't
sure.
even know if he was even going to Miami. I seen a nigga in Houston.
That's wild though, bro.
It just so happened, coincidentally, when we went to fucking Miami, we got placed inside his booth, particularly. But that fucking night, I remember at least paying $350 just for a plate.
Nah,
It was $350 each. It was
nah,
plate.
I will say.
That plate
will
better be
say-
good as hell.
that spot was expensive as fuck.
Was it like all you can eat? It was like all you can eat type shit.
Nah, nigga.
Now, I will say I had a more expensive. I've had an expensive weekend. That was like in 2 days. I fucked up the city. I went to MLK weekend. I was in Atlanta, and it was the AKA sorority. Like they
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had a ball
for,
then.
for 2 days, 3 bands.
Oh damn.
2 days, 3 bands is tough. It's $1,500 a day, dude.
Yeah.
But when I say I got my money's worth, I got my money's worth.
That's tough.
Golly, bro.
We did the Hawks game. We did the Sweet Lounge, U Bar,
U-bar is tough. I'll fuck with the U-bar.
Yeah.
Memphis Ash House. If I don't know if you guys know that spot, I might be getting the name wrong. I was fucked up.
Didn't we go to U-Bar when we was in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to like 2 other spots, but I fucked up the city in 2 days. Had a great time.
Damn,
Had a
bruh.
ball.
Yeah, you know what? I think that Houston Miami trip was kind of expensive.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I was about to say it
I'm about to
definitely
say,
was.
yeah.
We spent $350 just for that one fucking plate, and we did a whole bunch of other shit as well. Cause in Houston we did a whole bunch of shit when the clubs got bottles and shit. And we got to Miami. That's when we was doing the jet skis and shit like that.
Mm.
And that could get costly as well.
And niggas was
Miami
I got-
just
I got-
expensive
And
anyway.
then we asked for the drone footage of us on the fucking.
I ain't gonna hold.
These niggas had a
Nah,
robot.
these niggas, bro. I was hating because I follow all of them, the bros. I'm following all of them, literally, one after another, posting on the jet ski with the goddamn drone. They was getting footage, bro. I'm at home like this.
We gotta do that shit next.
I got a plug for the jet skis now. If you ever go back, if you ever get some time.
Shit, we gotta do that shit next.
You gotta do
I
that
got-
shit.
Yeah.
I got
do
the
that
number
shit.
down. No drone, but you
Nigga,
gotta
we
get
go
pics.
nigga, we
I
go
don't
buy the
give a fuck
drone.
about a drone.
We go buy one. We had
Definitely
that.
gonna do
Drone
jet
is
ski.
extra. So
Nah, I definitely do jet ski.
I was a jet ski.
But
but 3 bands in 2 days. Most I
3
fucked
bands
up.
is in 2 days.
Yeah, we're,
Got my money's worth.
That's-
Worth
I
every
think
cent. Worth every
that's-
cent.
In
But speaking
Colombia, I
speaking
did
of
spend
Houston
some money.
though, for the hangover of the week though, so to New York and Baltimore, which is I never knew they had like not even beef, but these 2 entities was in one spot in Houston. These motherfuckers had a bottle war.
Yeah,
so you know,
seen stupid.
you seen this shit,
Yeah, I
right?
seen
So in the bottle war, you would just think I would think like, all right, cool. They ordered a bottle, we gonna order a bottle.
Yeah.
They ordered another bottle, we ordered another
bottle.
bottle. Nah, not these 2 groups of idiots. These 2 groups of idiots order bottles, and instead of like popping a bottle, drinking it and stuff like that, they're pouring the bottle in their hookahs, like pouring it on people, back to back.
What did the Jim Jones back in two?
I don't know what the fuck they was doing.
What
bro.
was that?
Bro,
That video was.
They brought it just to spill it. It's crazy, bro.
Buy it to spill it, and that's $400 a bottle, from my understanding.
Oh, they got the money.
But I was reading into it, $400 a bottle.
And how much bottles they bought?
They said, from my understanding, it was at least like 3 bottles per section, per group.
Oh, I thought they bought like 20 more.
I thought it was
Nah,
more.
it-
But
it
before
might
I
be
read
a
the
little
story-
bit more.
Before I read the story, yeah.
Yeah.
It looked it wild, bro.
Yeah, I seen it.
Despicable. It was dirty work.
Yeah, I was hurt. I'm like,
I said, what's going on? I seen that shit. I said, yo, this is actually kind of wild, bro.
do that shit.
Like-
Do that shit in DR. You fight you for that bullshit.
Bro,
No, you do that shit here, I will fight fucking people.
Like,
Why
what
the
are-
fuck
what
we
are you
buying
doing?
bottles to spill it?
Let me ask
Bruh.
y'all something. What's y'all math on how many people could be on a bottle?
how many people?
Yeah.
Oh,
If I got a party, we roll in with 10 people. How many bottles do you think we should have?
You know what?
two depends on the
2.
two.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'll be a perfect person to go with y'all. You know why? Because I don't drink like that. So therefore, if
You
you
just
get,
contributing.
I just contribute, and then that's it. So like that's a
You said
perfect
10 people, so
situation.
2 bottles.
So yeah, five per bottle, bro.
yeah.
See,
5
I
people
say
per
2
bottle.
to, I say 2 to 3 bottles.
That's what I was saying. Because I think clubs are like that now.
Yeah, they want
They're like, you listen, if you got
10
10 people, you got to get like 3 bottles.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
Like 2 bottles in the champagne.
yeah,
Which, that makes sense. You got
Yeah,
10
that
people.
$500. Okay,
Yeah,
10 people,
man.
500.
But see, the best thing you catch it on the deal where they got like the
The
VIP,
special.
like the
Yeah.
special. You get 10 people in, you get 3 bottles. I think it's like 900, close to 1,000. But you split that up. Plus, you split that up between 10 people,
That's 100 apiece.
100 apiece,
Plus
and you got entry
The
and the bottle.
not bad, bro. Yeah, but I definitely 5 people per bottle, bro.
At max, I'm saying.
At
Max, yeah, 5.
Yeah, what's the max you seen on one? Like,
Oh, the max I seen in Boston?
Max I
party,
seen?
You seen a party and they only had one body. Like, that's too many people. For one body.
15. I see one's 15.
You see one for 15?
I remember we went to the strip for my birthday a minute ago, like a long time ago. Y'all was all there, right? When we
Yeah.
went to the strip club for my birthday.
I don't remember.
That's when we went
We
too
was
many
at
strip clubs. Joey came? Lloyd?
yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah,
had the
yeah,
little
yeah,
section
yeah,
of
yeah,
Wild
yeah,
Dead
yeah,
Chubb was all
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Then we had like it was a gang of us. It was like at least maybe 15 plus, but we got like
3 to 4 bottles.
we got like 4
we
bottles.
get bottles, yeah. But we get bottles, but we also go to the bar and get like shots. Or
Drinks.
some shit,
Yeah.
too.
And that's what happened with me when I spent damn near probably close to 1,500.
That's the foolishness we do sometimes, bro. We get a bottle,
And then we
still-
and then
We
we
get a
already
bottle just to get
pregame,
you
then we
pregame.
drink before that shit.
Yep.
Yo, so remember my birthday, we had. So when y'all was there, I ordered 2, and then 2 more came after y'all left.
How many of us? But it was a lot of us though.
For
Well, you
what?
came with about 3-4 people.
Well, for your birthday?
Yeah, for my birthday.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you
So
came with
after
4
y'all came, I had another late rush of people come.
Oh, yeah. You right. Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, we was
Yeah.
there early.
We were there
so
early.
I was trying to get about it, and then
The
Yo, we
Overpriced came
Yeah,
Queen
we
came.
came fucked up.
we got there like 9. Was
9,
like
yeah.
12.
I saw
It got
what.
ugly for me after that. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I can
we heard.
imagine, nigga. That shit was the worst.
it was ugly.
Now, when I was at DR, I was in the club. I saw like, I want to say 15, 20 people with 1 bottle.
It was
Yeah, I'm
around
like,
there.
damn, my nigga.
Definitely roughly around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we definitely not wasting money on bottles.
Oh, hell no.
Pouring
We-
on the fucking ground.
Nigga,
is
we
wild.
we
work.
would fight people.
Nah, that's
to do
OD.
shit.
Hey,
bro.
but talk about like fucking the whole war shit, bro. Y'all heard about that Jim Jones and all shit?
Oh God.
Oh, just Jim Jones. Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm about to
Jim
say
Jones been on the road
Nas,
though, bro.
Nas hasn't said anything.
I don't think he
Nas
should,
not
though.
gonna- never
Why
gonna
should-
say
That's why I
nothing.
can't consider it a war because Nas is
Nas was just true.
at one level.
Well,
Jim Jones.
For
is like,
for context, Jim Jones was on Jadakiss and Fat Joe's podcast.
Yeah, this started before this young.
Yeah, this was
this
young.
young dude say, "I resonate more with Jim Jones
Jones
than
than-
Nas."
But
Right.
what
He
they
was
consider-
22. He was
yeah,
22
but what
years
they
old.
Consider Jim Jones though.
The final boss for the YNs.
Right, YNOG,
Fuck the
bro.
Y.
Yeah.
He'll YNOG.
Oh yeah,
Which makes sense, bro. Not kids these days don't even know who the fuck Nas is, bro.
yeah. The
Which
first
is
Nas
wild.
first album was 94.
But I feel like
Four.
Jim was definitely out of pocket for saying that he
He got best.
he got
more
better hits,
better number one than
better number ones than Nas.
See, here's the kicker behind that. I actually might agree to that.
The fuck wrong with you?
Agree to he having more bangers.
More number ones.
Well, when I'm thinking number ones, I'm talking about like radio play. Like I think he has more radio play. Like
No,
as-
Jim
Wait,
Jones
wait,
by
Jim
himself.
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones
By
yeah,
himself?
by himself over Nas.
Nah,
Nas is
nah.
a rapper. Like,
Nah,
legit. Nah,
He's
nah,
too
nah,
young.
nah.
He's still
I
young.
fuck with Nas though. Hold up.
You
Time
too young.
out, Time out.
Yeah, we gonna let you cook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wait,
we
wait,
gonna
wait,
let
wait,
you
wait,
cook.
Wow, that was rough though.
We gonna let you cook, Sop.
Get me,
We gonna let
listen,
you
don't
cook.
get me wrong here. Nas got some shit too though, but I'm saying if we're looking at the generation that we are in right now, like if Nas put out a couple of he dropped like maybe 3 or 4 albums in his past 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, right?
4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5 albums, right?
Jim or Nas?
Nas.
Nas. Okay, yeah.
He
Like,
got dropped 2
those
albums with Hit
shits-
Boys.
Right, so those shits get played, but if Jim Jones drops something, that shit will be played more. Like, if that makes more sense. And then I'm talking about, like, the time zone. I'm not the era that we're in right now. Like, if
Okay,
you were
so
to...
what you're saying is that he's more relevant today, but as opposed to you, because you said that he has more radio hits.
Yeah, and I'm comparing it to, like, the era that we're in right now. Like, if Jim Jones...
He has more relevant hits today.
Right,
Yes.
than Nas. Nas, he got hits. Don't get me wrong. He does have hits, but I don't think... Like a DJ would spin his music more often than a Jim Jones record or whatever.
So what would you say is Jim Jones' biggest hit? Would you say
it would
Ballin'?
definitely be bowling.
And
It
then
would definitely be
y'all would
bowling.
say Nas' biggest hit is what?
I would say
Illmatic album.
That's the album.
If
I'm saying
I-
rule-
no.
if I
But
rule
I'm
the
I
world,
rule the world, or
I
I make you
Imagine
look,
That,
or I
if
make
I rule the world,
I think
it's the
if
biggest
I
song.
Rule the World would be his number
yeah
one.
But
number
see,
one.
that's But this is how I look at it, though. You're comparing. It's like saying I'm gonna revert to listen to Lil Uzi comparing to J. Cole. Like they're not.
I mean, radio
I
players.
wouldn't-
But
I
radio
wouldn't-
players.
I
Radio
wouldn't
players.
But
necessarily
that's-
give it that, but I get what you're saying.
But the
I do-
lane though,
two different levels of rappers.
Yeah.
it is. Bro. They do different shit.
Yeah.
But all in all, if we're talking about like lyricists, of course I'm always gonna go with
Yeah.
the Nas.
But see, Jim
like,
Jones is trying to put. He's on that podcast when he was talking to Jada and them. He was saying like, "Yo, we both rappers. I rap too." So he's trying to say like,
You're not the same
You
level
know,
as
we're not the
Nas.
same.
But
He's trying to say he's in the same arena as a Nas.
But
Well-
Nas is a subconscious rapper though too, and he could flip it on you. Jim Jones can't do that. But his lane is I could make music for clubs.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, I feel like Jim can't make music for clubs. He just
Yeah.
raps today.
Like, he don't make music for the clubs today.
There's no Jim Jones song on.
there's
on
nothing in rotation right
There's
now.
nothing
Exactly,
else
for him
They
to
had
be
an
talking
era.
like
Don't get
that.
me wrong,
Yeah.
but
No, that's
Like,
a team. That was
there's
a team
no
album.
playback.
Did Jim
style you
Jones have an era, or did Diplomats have an era?
Diplomat had an era.
exactly.
Like Jim
Jim
is
Jones
just
had an
making
error. No, y'all not about to say Dipset and not no. Jim Jones had an error, bro.
One.
He's
By-
included
When he
in
made
that,
Ballin', what are you talking about?
but that's one.
That's an error, though. Do we not know?
No, that's not
I mean,
ever.
He had
Sort of
Ballin'
in the
had
same
a run.
to-
Run,
Ballin'
but
didn't
not
have
an
an
ever.
run. but
Ballin'
it's in
had
the
a
same-
fucking crazy run, first and foremost.
But it's in the same area as like a Hot in Here. Like it was like a banger.
Nah, well,
No. Hot in here. Hot in here
I'm
was
not
an
putting
ever.
hot in here and
Yeah,
Ballin'.
ever.
Hot in Here was a time too.
He's
You
right,
owning that one.
Technically.
Yeah.
Hot in here was an
I'm
ever.
technical about it. We stand on something.
But see, Hot in Her
It
was
was an
like
ever. It was an ever for me.
It's bigger than bowling if you think about it.
Yes.
exactly. So
What?
that's we gotta have a conversation then.
Yes.
Because Ballin', to me right now, Hot in Here could get played today. You vibe to it. I think Ballin' could get played today and
shut
still
down.
would ring and still would shut down.
Wait, how did
But
you
look,
not shut down?
Look, we
I'll go
also
with
have to take in consideration how big each song is when it comes to nationwide or even just
Global?
the world.
Around the
Global?
world, right?
Which song is bigger?
I don't
Bowling
think you
isn't
could go
bigger
to
than
another
Hot in
country.
Here.
I don't think you go to another country and play Hot in Here.
I don't know. If you go to another country here,
I'm
balling.
sure. I'm sure you can find Hot in Here in a Disney song. I mean, Disney movie.
Probably you
But
could.
you
the
can
kids
find
got
Hot in
version.
Here.
You probably could.
You're not gonna find Ballin' anywhere.
Yeah.
Ballin' was like
Only
regional.
in the sports
Ballin'
arena.
was the baggy jeans.
But Ballin'
Big
can
Not
go.
even the
T-shirt
baggy
era.
jeans.
But Ballin'
Nah.
can go.
Baggy
I
was
feel like
today.
Ballin' can go out of the country with it. I don't think you could take Nelly. Can go.
How did you go?
I don't think Hot
No,
in
how did
Here.
you
Nelly
go?
could
Nah,
go.
Hot in Here
don't do
was
that.
like was like international.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hot in Here Hot in Here.
I would
is a
say yeah.
Disney movie,
I was saying the
man.
opposite of what you're saying. I think Hot in Here is international. I don't think Ballin'.
Yeah.
exactly.
I think Ballin' is.
Ballin'
was
was
the
no,
hood.
Ballin'
Ballin'
was
was
international too,
Ballin'
bro.
was buzz.
Yeah, but not that.
Bowling does not reach outside of the sports arena. Outside of football and basketball, you're not gonna hear bowling in the club. Those are only three places you're gonna hear bowling. You're gonna hear Hot in Here in
Everywhere.
movies,
Commercials.
a whole bunch.
You
of
think
shit.
you gonna hear Ballin' in no movies?
No, I still
Hot in
haven't
Here is in more
heard.
movies. Hot in Here is more in way
Hell
more movies than
yeah.
Ballin'.
Yes.
Fucking
I haven't
movies.
Hot in
heard
Here is
bowling
in-
in any
You
movie.
know
Hot
what's
in Here is in a
crazy?
couple
I'm over
movies.
here thinking about that shit too now, bro. Like, is
See?
it really?
Hot in Here
Yes.
commercial. Yo, you could find a Super Bowl commercial with Hot in Here in it.
Yep.
It's probably Doritos or some shit.
And-
And you
but-
can't find that with Ballin'?
No.
you
Ballin'
cannot
is
No.
find
not,
that
You
shit
just
with
said it was
Ballin'
in
is
the
not
sp-
as much of a commercial hit as you think.
Yes. It's
Bowling,
more.
That's
you can
true.
only
It is a
find
hood
bowling
hit. It is
in
not a
between a
commercial
commercial
hit.
break in the arena.
It got hot because
You
the
have
Giants
to be in
Super
the
Bowl
arena to
won.
hear bowling.
Bowling.
Or the club to hear
I'm about to say
bowling.
the Giants made it
Yeah,
famous
but
by
regional for
Yeah.
for United States, but not outside global.
That's only a sports arena.
So y'all really-
sports stadium.
You know what?
type of
That's
shit.
like.
Y'all really shitting on
so we
Jimmy
can all
Ballin',
agree.
though,
Dreams
No, we
and
not.
Nightmares is a-
Y'all really
we
shitting
can all
on it.
agree. Dreams and Nightmares is a bigger song than both of those, right?
No.
Hold
No.
up. Dreams and Nightmares.
Dreams and Nightmare again
Where
is
can
another
you play
But
that?
Dreams and Nightmares is an example of a song that got very popular.
Philly, the
when
Eagles
Philly
made it.
won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yes.
So around that time,
But
got
it was still
a big
popping
pump
before the
internationally.
Super Bowl.
It was popping in the streets, but it got international play.
Ballin' is bigger than Dreams and
Now,
Nightmare.
we also have to take
Ballin' is not bigger than Dreams and Nightmares.
Ugh.
Yo,
Ballin'
Ugh.
was
Ballin'-
bigger than Dreams and Nightmares.
Ugh. That's a
I can't
toughie.
give you that.
It is.
I have
It
to
absolutely
say,
is.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dream and Nightmare better than Ballin'?
Yeah.
No.
Ain't that true?
Yes, because
No.
niggas know Dreams and Nightmares lyrics like
Maybe
Lyric-
maybe
it's
it's
a-
reaching there.
It's
Maybe
a
it's
very,
reaching there.
it's much more a lyrical song than both the Hot in Here and Ballin'.
Well, Dreams and Nightmares is
But
very,
niggas
it's
ain't-
very more, it's definitely lyrical than Ballin'. Ballin' was made for what it was.
Yes.
It was for.
It was for a certain era.
Yes.
It was. So Dreams and Nightmares is. I'm just giving an example of a song that blew up internationally off of a song being played by a specific team. Ballin', you could play it in the club, and it's going to speak louder than Hot in Here. It is. But Hot in Here is a more commercial hit.
Nah, bro.
Wow.
I'm saying
Ball.
Ballin'. I'm the one who agreed with you just now. Don't do that. I'm saying.
Wait, didn't you say Ballin' will ring off more than Hot in Here?
I'm saying it as a club song. If some,
okay.
Because you ain't going to
But
you
Hot
can't
Here-
want to hear
Hot
Hot
Here is
in
way-
the club, though.
Hot in Here
I
might
wanna
be a
hear that
bigger
shit in the
song
club.
because it's more
I hear
commercial.
Hot in Here every time I'm in the club.
Yeah, I hear Hot in Here in the
You
club.
hear
But
Hot
I'm
in
saying,
here.
I love hearing both, but I'm saying
Give me
Ballin'
Hot in
as
here.
much as-
I want to go take her
Ballin'
clothes
is
off.
much-
Fuck.
Facts.
Facts.
I like Ballin' a little bit more personally,
It's a lot more digestible than Hot in Here, especially in the club.
but
You're right.
but Hot in Here is more commercial.
I hear that shit on the
More
cruise,
niggas,
bro.
more niggas have
Yup.
heard Hot in Here internationally than fucking Ballin'.
I hear that shit on the cruise.
Yup.
If I hear Hot in
Yeah.
here, I'm in a cruise. I'm somewhere and I'm not even
But-
supposed
Yeah.
to be
Yup.
at.
back to
Yup.
but back to the conversation we was talking about who had a bigger like having a run. Is one song enough to consider having a run? Because you just said you said that he had a run outside in the streets off of one song. If you be
Nah,
honest,
you could put Two Step with him and T-Pain.
Wait, what happened?
Jim
What?
Jones got a song with TV?
T-Pain? Shit.
What song is that?
you see how Lyric just said that? That's how you.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, yo, listen. I'm
All right, but what's up? That's still not.
I don't
That's
think
deep.
I don't think about but I don't think about Two Step being a Jim Jones song. I think
But
about
that
being
is
T-Step.
technically a Jim
That's-
Jones song.
Wait, what's
But I
First of
give
all,
that
that was
more-
the remix.
wait, what's Two Step?
Going two step.
Now
You
go
talking
to
about that
Two
song?
That's
Step.
not even.
Now keep-
That's
No,
not
that's-
a T-Pain song.
That's it.
I'll play it for you guys when this shit is over.
Going to
'cause-
we gotta go back and
What's
go
his
over
name?
that. But I don't think
That's ain't that
Wait,
DJ Unk?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
but listen,
That's the
you
remix.
forgot-
That's the remix.
Yeah.
Right, but you forgot Pop Champagne. That was literally
wasn't his
all
song
Jim Jones.
either, though.
That
Nah,
was his song.
That was his
Wasn't
song.
that the
Yes,
dude?
it
B
was.
Turbo.
Oh,
He's
Yep.
the producer.
Ron Brown.
Ron Brown.
That's Ron Brown's song.
He's that. He makes the beat, and he sings on the hook.
Hey,
That's
you know,
Ron Brown's
you know Ron
That's
Brown
really
did
Jim
Easter,
Jones.
right?
Problem with
That's-
you
that's
think
a
of
remix.
other
That's a
songs
remix
being
as well.
you think of other niggas being associated to those
And you know
songs.
Ron Brown did
Matter of
Ether.
fact, Summer in Miami was a good song.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his
That's
shit.
that's his.
Yeah.
It's
That
the
what
Trey
song?
songs.
Yeah.
Trey songs.
Yeah.
Someone in
Summer
Miami.
in the
Some-
top
that's-
drop, bro.
That's his shit.
Yeah, that's.
Listen,
What?
Wait,
Ah,
what?
That
No,
was hard.
I'm not.
You were just
disagreeing
agreeing
with it.
I'm
I'm not disagreeing.
about to
with
lose
it.
it. Like, nah, that shit was hard.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying in general though. Like I'm just saying like.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
I'm speaking about an era.
So
like,
what's his number two? So let's
I mean,
go.
that was-
What would you say was Jim Jones number two?
That's what Pop Champagne. I'll give you Pop Champagne.
Yeah,
though. I will give you Pop. I will give you
Okay,
Pop Champagne.
so that's his number two. What's Nas' number two?
New York State of Mind?
New York State of Mind.
New York State of
would
Mind.
be number
Oh,
two.
Nas number two?
If I rule the world,
I would
New
no,
York
we
State-
would no, we
New
were
York
number
State of
one.
Mind,
I make my
I ain't gonna
Make
hold
my-
you.
Y'all tripping. This is not even an argument.
I'm about to say, yeah,
It's really not. It's really not.
It's B-roll shit. Street Dreams. Hey, yo,
Oh,
dog.
Look,
he was.
I'm thinking.
Disgusting.
I'm
Get over
thinking.
here, nigga.
You don't hear Nas in the
You
club.
don't hear Nas on the radio.
You
Nah,
don't hear
Nas
Nas on
not
the
a
club
club.
on the radio.
Nas
my
not
my
club
angle
shit.
is
Yeah.
you hear more Jim Jones in the club and the radio.
No. You're right. You're
That-
right.
that's
you're
all
right.
I was
Yeah,
And I
saying.
think that was
yeah.
Jim Jones' angle too.
I'm sorry, Sabi, if it did sound like that point is true.
That's
Some
all.
niggas
that
get
point is
gassed
true.
up because of that. That's an example of that though. He's like
Yeah, I'm been a
Jim
club.
Jones. You had an era where you could play shit in the club and you was popping.
But
You
see-
know what? It was the same effect as when BMF was outside and they was outside crazy like that. That was that era, sort of.
Right.
Right,
The late-
yeah.
The like early 2000s.
Man, I'll
type
say
of-
Jeezy got a better one
But-
than
But
goddamn
that's
Jim
no argument,
Jones.
But that's not
That's
Sabi's
a tough-
argument.
that's
Jeezy
tough.
had a better career. I'll give it.
No,
I'll
he
say that.
bet. No, he had a better one.
Yeah, but I'm saying like there's like.
So hold
you
on.
gotta- if you had a run for an era, that's cool. Nas has a run for life.
All right, so we can
Yes.
just we can cap this off with saying that Jim Jones, you crowned crazy.
So wait, tell me
You're crazy
because
for that.
there's
Seriously.
somebody pulled up a little stat with Jim Jones and
Nas.
yeah. So
Yep.
you know the age. You know Nas is 51, Jim Jones
3 years apart.
48.
Mm-hmm.
So they did Spotify, I guess. So Spotify, crazy enough, man. Nas did 9.2 million, bro. When it goes to listeners, Jim Jones 80K. I mean 860K.
860.
Duh.
860K.
Right.
But that's
Net
a little
worth.
disrespectful. That's a little disrespectful.
See,
That
never.
is net worth.
You can't
They
go to net
compare
worth.
it to Nas. Nas is 800 million
Duh.
compared to 400K on Jim Jones.
Duh.
Single release, 79 plus. Jim Jones 47. Billboard hot entries, 15 plus for Nas compared to Jim Jones only 2.
So this wasn't even a battle.
This
This
is
wasn't even.
competition.
I mean, so
This
like,
is
The stats don't help Jim at all with
no,
that.
it doesn't.
But he's the one that said.
but
bring
he
it up.
stated.
Listen, this
but
is
that's not the argument. The
my-
argument was the relevancy of today.
right.
I
I'm
guess-
talking about the era.
Jim,
as
Jim
of-
Jones had
I'm not gonna lie. Nas's last couple projects was a hit.
It was pretty
No,
good. It was
no.
it was cool.
No, it was not a hit.
It was cool.
No, it was
They
not.
didn't live up to Nas.
Nah.
Nah, he said he would do it for fun.
Bro, right
it
now
was
I
fun.
said
But he's retired. Like, what do y'all expect?
I don't
Yeah,
care.
exactly.
Like, don't use that fucking. Don't use that. Excuse.
So Wapper
I mean,
can't retire?
But yeah,
No,
but yo,
don't use that excuse.
But why not though? Because
Jay-Z's fucking retired. He still come back and still.
And I
post
think
What's the
about
He
last
do
album?
features.
What's the last album Jay-Z put out? Don't worry, I'll wait.
444.
it.
And how
doesn't-
long ago was that?
No,
Years
All right,
ago.
Was it 444?
Yeah,
444.
444.
Yo,
Yes.
yo,
It wasn't
like,
444.
He's retired. Yes.
Honestly, I think it's unfair that we be doing this to these older artists. It's like, yo, I feel like even Beyonce, right? I feel like Beyonce don't really want to make music for her fans anymore. I think she just want to have fun with it.
Yeah, because she done had a lengthy run of
Yeah,
just
but
doing what her.
everybody keep
was.
hyping her up. So now I feel like she feels pressure to try to make something towards her base.
But see, Beyonce is so smart and so adaptive that she switched it up and went to country.
But-
Now she's
but-
kind
but-
of now she's kind of doing her thing in that lane.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Beyonce's artistry is her blessing
performative.
as her performances.
Yeah.
That's why she's got the type of run where she like, I'm gonna put out an album and do a performance every 3 to 5 years.
Like I'm
if
gonna
I
give you an
want to.
album with
Yeah.
a
She's
tour.
gonna slow down these rates more and more.
Yeah, like, I think she's trying to phase out of this at this point of
Yeah.
her career because
Yeah.
she just want to have fun. But everybody keep looking at her as godlike. So now every time she performs, it got to be something grandeur. It got to be
She's the
something
standard.
crazy.
She's the standard.
But she's trying. Honestly, I feel like
She
she
get-
just want to have fun with it. But the pressure because of everybody else. Now she always got to be hyped up and all this extra shit.
Facts.
So when it comes to these older artists like Nas probably just want to make music for himself. For real.
For your fans.
So we shouldn't be looking at Nas like, yo, damn nigga, you just came up with an album and it wasn't hot.
Yeah.
Jay-Z did come up with an album and it was fire. But
In 2017.
yeah,
It don't
and-
matter though, bro.
I
You
respect it.
But
you throwing an eight.
It just so happens
It's
we
the
like
length.
it, but if we didn't like it, it's like, yo, dog, he is an older act at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we
Like-
should just be happy with
So-
what he
Great,
already
great
put out.
example, bro.
Raw.
I shit you not. Lil Wayne just dropped the Carter 6 just dropped, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, we
trash.
should be.
Oh,
Perfect
I want us to
example.
be real nice
Damn.
about this right now.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Tom, you like
It was
it?
trash, and we should just be like, you know what? It's trash. It's fine, but you're Lil Wayne. If you want to have fun with it, have
Yeah, have
fun.
fun.
You have the resume that you
I,
still
yo, I
have
ain't gonna,
to-
lie, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I hated the album, but then like as there are a couple of sleepers, I guess, where he's actually spitting, but it just like a whole bunch of like.
It's not for today's.
No,
ears.
there's
what's
there's
crazy?
no concept. There's no like direction behind it.
He just did
There's,
music and
he's
music.
just rapping.
But
That's
that's
it.
the crazy part. That's music now. Music right now has really.
The
Yeah,
beat
there's no-
selections
there's
was
no-
fucking
there's no
trash.
planning-
Yeah.
There's no
There-
planning in the album.
There's no
anymore.
direction in music.
It's like, yo, I'm gonna
what
play
can I?
this to play
What
this to
song
play
can I
this, and
make to get a TikTok reel? Get
a thousand streams?
Get 1,000 streams and stuff like that. There's no direction in music right now.
Yeah.
Like the best. Some
No,
of the best
there
artists,
are direction in music. It's just people are being more.
It's
lazy
oversaturated
now, bro.
right now.
That's what it is.
There's a whole
bro.
bunch of niggas that could just play song to play song and the same type of song, and it's gonna die out eventually, and they gotta figure out what to do.
No, they gotta play the
But
music.
there's-
They gotta play the music for the
But
clubs.
there is niggas.
You
like,
got to make music for the clubs. That's where your money is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Radio play ain't what it is nowadays. 'Cause a lot of motherfuckers stream.
The money is
Yeah.
in a tour bus, bro. That's
If
what
The
you-
money's
if-
always been in the actual going. to
if
places
you don't have a
to go.
360 deal on top of your
like
ass.
fucking Slick Rick just dropped the album too, by the way.
Yeah.
Slick Rick just dropped the album. I ain't get a chance to listen to it. I'll probably listen like maybe like two tracks.
I heard a
whatnot.
song off of it. I don't know what direction he's going with the album, but,
but
I've heard
he
the song.
sounds the same. Like this is who he is. I'm a
The
rapper. I'm not about to
storyteller.
change anything.
not gonna
In my mind, Lil Wayne should very much be in the Jay-Z realm, in that I'm gonna pop up and do a feature when I feel like, because I want to.
So
He
here's
did have a
Lil
good.
Wayne, low-key-
No, he did have a good one.
Lil Wayne, low key, since 2021 when he did the Seeing Green feature, which was a very fire verse from him.
Wayne is becoming how
Hit-
French Montana is now.
I wouldn't say.
And what I
I
mean by
wouldn't
that,
say it.
what I mean by
I
that,
I think he should be in the Jay-Z role.
He's good on features now, but his own shit is trash, and it is harsh. But legit, anything that he throws out himself, and I know it's not him throwing it out himself, but it appears to be that way. It's not more top tier than him jumping on another person's beat.
So
Because he actually goes at it. It's like sparring. And he said Tyler the Creator got it out of him. Cordae got it out of him. A couple of other rappers got it out of him.
Low key, he's been on a feature run. And I
He had a
think
great feature one.
and
The
I
album,
think
Medi
Rod
Metamo.
49 got a good
You said who?
verse. Rod 49 got a good verse out of him.
Scarlet
Young
Scarlet
Blue-
just dropped the album.
And
He's
he
on
got
it.
Yes, and
That
he got
shit
a,
slaps.
That's a great fucking verse.
Right.
That's better. But my problem is that's better than all the shit that's on his actual album.
So do you think he's just
Right.
So my question was about to be: do you think like those tier rappers, the Waynes, the Hove, Nas, we throw in there? Trying to think of somebody that's just not really making albums consistently yearly.
J. Cole.
J. Cole. I wouldn't put J.
I
Cole.
wouldn't
because
give J. Cole that. I think J.
I
Cole.
don't
But yeah,
think J. Cole yet.
he had
I
a
think
great.
J. Cole.
What, J. Cole and what?
Like as far like my question is like,
Didn't you
we
put,
give them a pass? Like, do you give those guys a pass for being lazy on their own album because they have a track record of having such great music.
Oh man, you know what's crazy?
Like, can they survive putting out like we said, we being
If I'm be honest, man, I feel like rappers that has like that put in so much time, if they give you like some shenanigans,
like subpar. I don't want to call it as subpar.
It's a subpar shit.
All right, let's the real
I'll
conversation
take
isn't
it.
that.
I'll take it, but at the same time, I'll be a little tight because of the fact that this is what you just gave your viewers or your
So
listeners.
you were expecting
the high
like
quality?
old Wayne.
Give me, bro. You know what's crazy? All these rappers have a lot of songs in the vault, and I don't understand why they can't.
It's outdated.
It's outdated.
It
yeah.
don't
outdated.
matter. You could spin off of that. It's all about how you advertise it, man. I got some throwbacks here. Boom. I think who did that? Drake did that shit. The 100 gigs or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever may be the
But
case.
yeah.
But I'm saying he did that though.
Yeah,
and
because-
there's a lot of
Because
I
you
think,
getting smacked around by Kendrick.
like Joel Santana, he has a whole album, a whole fucking album with Lil Wayne.
When Prince
Yeah,
died,
he-
Prince
and
had
he's
hundreds
not-
of songs he hadn't put out.
Yeah, he got unreleased music.
Right, but I'm saying though, bro, if you want, throw one or two songs. I'm not saying give us an album. Throw one or two songs. This is from a throwback.
All right.
Throw it out there.
That's not the conversation. The real question
Put it
is,
on the album.
no, real shit. The real question is when is the perfect time to retire as a musician?
You
I don't
shouldn't.
think-
The
I
think-
musician not
But here's the
retired.
problem.
Because niggas don't never really stop.
But here's the problem with artists. Artists to me kind of, you can throw them into like the sports. No, I don't want to say sports because
they got to retire.
I think that's the difference between them because sports
right.
you get a certain age.
Sports is physically, yeah. But I feel like for the artistry, I feel like as an artist, you always feel like you can make art. You don't feel like you will ever be outdated. But the problem is the times that we live in control what type of music is going now.
Mhm.
Like I said, like bars is slowly creeping back in.
Yep.
People are still like listening to I like to call it the TikTok-y age right now.
The
where you
popcorn.
get what I'm saying? Where you're like, I can make a TikTok out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in this TikTok like wave right now.
Social media way right now.
Yeah, exactly. When like J. Cole dropped a project, when he redid his the album. What's the fuck is
See,
he
now
was top of the roof.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the album.
Damn,
why
I
this-
forgot it.
It's slipping me right now too.
damn it.
But he put 4 or 5 new tracks on it,
he did.
and they would bar from he barred the shit out of you,
Yeah.
and it's like motherfuckers don't like that.
Is
At the
it
end of
Forest
the day.
Hill Drive?
Forest Hill, yeah, Forest Hill Drive.
Yeah, just,
It was the extended version.
Yeah.
So like bars are slowly creeping back in, but we're still in this TikTok era where like Wayne's probably best song on this album is something that you can make a TikTok to. That old 500 Degrees Wayne, that No Ceilings Wayne,
Carter 1,
2, and 3,
Mixtape Wayne.
Mixtape Wayne. Same thing with Future. Future killing it. But when Future like started, I don't want to say the Drake effect, but when he started going with Drake, start doing the little features with Drake, it kind of took from the core fan. I was a core fan of Future, and I still am. It kind of was like, I fuck with the Future, but when you hurt, when some bitch broke your heart,
Oh,
that's the Future I fuck with.
But I think that's a more than a Drake thing. I think that's an era thing. That's like you gotta realize Future almost 40. Future 40 or something like that right now.
Yeah.
So like it don't feel the same. And Future is right now he's in a weird place where he's living up to a persona while he's getting older.
Yeah, of course you can't keep saying. I mean, you can, but you really shouldn't keep saying.
I'm still doing drugs. I'm still fucking bitches. I'm still having baby mamas left and right.
Yeah, you can't do that
at a certain point. That nigga, but what Toxic King?
Oh, so still like, Toxic King.
So he gave you
it's gonna be
every album had a toxic anthem.
It's gonna be interesting to see how he ages.
I don't think Future's gonna change though.
I don't think he's gonna change.
He gonna get they're gonna get tired of him.
He probably might, but then again, who knows, bro?
That goes back to the question.
He might start producing.
When is it cool for a nigga to be like, I'm good now?
I'm good whenever your money can last you and your kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got generational wealth.
Hell no.
Yeah.
You can't say that because we still got Nas and Jay-Z. We still want music from them. Jay-Z doing God Did and shutting down the world for that whole week is crazy.
Jay-Z made rap. It became a third, maybe a fourth option now.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really need to. Like that's not his bread and butter anymore.
I think
not every.
So I think,
but not every artist could do that.
Right? No, not every
There
artist. No,
is
but
a lot of niggas that got a bag.
I mean, you. Oh man, like example. Fuck, man.
You know what?
There's no stopping any type of income. If your income's still coming, why stop it? You know, even if you're a rapper, if you fucking Shaq, cause Shaq got his hands in a lot of different businesses and shit. You could tell Shaq, yo, you don't need to do this shit. Why you doing this shit? I'm pretty sure it's like, bro, cause like I can, and why shouldn't I? It's more money.
Nobody want to see Shaq play basketball right now. We want Shaq for
commentating.
Conversation. Now.
I mean, it's like, but that shows you how great he is in any venture he takes off.
Athletes get a pass for that because at a certain point, your body determines.
You can tell though. You can look at him on it and be like, you know what? He ain't got it no more.
That's the reason we get mad at athletes that retire too early, like Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. Like,
Barry Sanders had another 5 years in him.
We wait as fans for the wheels to fall off you before we allow you to not give us nothing.
And then us as fans criticize them for being in their game too long.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, man, that's true. But I guess all right, cool. So then, if we were getting back to the rap, right? If let's say you're in Jay-Z, I guess caliber. You rapped about just about everything underneath the fucking.
You did everything possible.
What else can I possibly rap? So I guess whenever you're
I can't even rap about the struggle no more because you're
not in there.
Yeah.
So like, unless like Lyric said something earlier with like, "Yo, my heart is broken" or some shit. Like, God forbid, him and Beyonce had a little situation. He's gonna start rapping. He's gonna come out every time.
And that gave us 444.
Right, in a sense. Right. So therefore, I mean, stop. I guess continue until you don't have any more criteria to like check off, or you don't have any more like subjects, or it's just not as pure anymore.
You know,
then you could be like, all right, cool.
You know who else is like semi-retired too? And I just seen him drop a freestyle. Was Ludacris.
Yeah.
Ludacris is like another one of those unicorns that I would put in
Ludacris.
He's more in movie and TV.
I think Luda found something else, and he's more popular than that.
Rap is his second option now.
That go back to your point. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
He loves movies. He's doing movies.
He was on TV shows.
Luda's put out projects that haven't hit recently.
Yeah. So he Odell fucking Beckham. Good job, bro.
Nah, but seriously, like Luda's put out projects, and we haven't listened to them, but we're watching Fast and Furious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's doing TV shows.
He's doing
shows, commercials and shit.
Well, see, he pivoted a little bit, bro. But if he needs to, he could go back to rap and
But he not shutting the city down the way he do.
But he did before in 2000.
You don't think
he don't need to shut down
the city? You don't think Ludacris can't shut the city down?
No. He's talking about new music or old music?
New music.
Oh, okay. He's talking about new music.
And I'm a Ludacris fan. I think Ludacris.
So you don't think Ludacris right now can give you?
I think
good
he can
music
give you
right
bars.
now.
I don't think he'll give you an album that'll shut the city down. No. Be honest.
You just disrespecting old niggas, bro. Hey, you just like these young niggas for real.
Be honest.
He just speaking to
I'm
like
being
relevancy.
I'm being honest.
And-
In terms of
and-
relevancy.
So y'all don't think Ludacris?
And I love Luda. And
you don't
I
think
actually was one of
Ludacris
the
in
ones
the
that
music
listened.
industry right now can be relevant?
Nah.
If he said, "Yeah, I'm coming out with an album
It's
in
hard
2
for-
months,"
it's hard for
He's
anybody
came out
to
with
be
albums.
relevant.
That's how you know. Because he's come out with albums.
think-
I've listened to him, and you haven't listened to him.
Bro, this is a generation from the young kids, bro.
It's now, not
Ain't
not
nobody,
later.
I don't care how old you are, bro. Like,
Not killing me shitting on the old.
if you like 35 and up, bro, I think it's a dub. Like,
You
just,
know who
just
I
stop.
Y'all killing me.
You know who
Y'all
I thought,
killing me with this
and
shit,
you know
bro.
who I thought had the potential to, and I thought it was gonna go for him again. Because at one point when Wu-Tang was doing their thing, I think they was going on their last tour or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I thought Method was gonna drop a project.
Nah, but see, Method's in the same lane as Ludacris.
Yeah.
He's doing shows and movies.
Movies
He
and
was
shit.
on
But
Power.
I think it's funny. I think that's the only way niggas get past this nowadays.
Exactly.
You gotta
like,
go
you
to
have to
acting.
just when it comes to rap, it has to be well. If you're like one of the greats, like the shit has to be irrelevant to your life eventually, and it has to be just something you just do for fun. And you're supposed to just venture off and do other shit. Honestly, that's how I see
Facts,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can.
yeah,
stick
rap
in
can't.
music.
I get what you're saying. Rap can't be your life.
Yeah, it can't be because eventually, if you were that great, like you already reached the highest you can ever. You already reached your peak. You already got the most amount of money you ever fucking got. Like it's done for you at this fucking point.
Yeah.
How long can you stay? Drake is barely doing it.
He barely.
He's doing it right now.
He
Yeah.
barely.
Nah,
But
I
it's
think
like-
Drake Ventures
Drake
is
is the other way around, where like this nigga's damn near bulletproof, bro.
No, he's not.
I'm gonna say this.
He
All right,
kinda is.
this is the most chink in the armor Drake ever had.
Yes.
ever.
We're
Right.
gonna see another
Right?
5 years from now.
No, right. This is the
Yeah.
most damage his reputation has ever been by
Yes.
far. And that shit with Party Next Door was number one.
But see,
for a while.
I need
It still
another.
bumps.
To me personally, I need another Drake album.
So you need
Just
Iceman.
Drake.
well,
You
he
need
Iceman coming out.
Yeah.
Right. I
Let's
need to see
let's
what
see
he
how
does.
Iceman
next.
do.
So, but I ain't gonna lie, but see, even with Drake, even though he is rapping and stuff, he got different ventures. He got a tequila brand or some shit.
Tequila.
Drake just got a bag.
He
from
has
when, from
a
when
cologne
Dave's Fried
set.
Chicken just came out.
Yeah.
He,
Oh, right.
They sold
He
for
got.
billions.
I think he got
Yeah.
part. He got part of the Raptors.
Yeah.
So he's in that lane.
Yeah.
Drake,
So
has,
he-
Drake
he-
has Euphoria and Top Boy.
Right.
He 50 Cent to that.
So same thing. Like if you even look at the YouTube content, right, where you're talking about Mr. Beast or you're talking about Castanet, they stream, but they also do other shit and whatnot.
You
man.
had to.
You know more. Drake isn't in that conversation yet, where we're talking about falling back. You know who I think might have to go there, and it's gonna hurt you to hear this, Savi.
Who?
Cole. I
Who?
think Cole is on his way to.
Who?
Oh, he gonna
falling
retire.
back.
Yeah, he gonna retire.
wait,
I
who
think
we talking
Cole,
about?
J. Cole.
He
I
gonna
think is on his
retire.
J.
way
Cole gonna win what?
He gonna
falling
retire.
back. You know why?
Yeah, he is
You know
gonna
why?
retire,
He
though.
gonna retire.
I mean, he got it on his album.
But you know
Yeah.
why? And it kills me because if he had engaged in this beef instead of pulling back,
you think it'd be more longevity?
nah,
It
he
would-
was gonna retire before the beef, man.
Because the big three has been the big three for what, the last
10 years.
I'll say since 2016, it's been those three without
About 10
question.
years.
Gonna last
that
like
were top shot
7 years.
at least.
That
I'll
was
give you
more
6,
than
7
that.
years.
I did about
At
10
least.
years.
I'll give you that. I'll give you
Maybe 10 years.
Yeah,
let's
maybe
let's
10
push
years.
it up 10.
I'll give you 2016.
So, but you're
2017.
saying he just doesn't have
I'm
material
saying
wise?
I'm saying the last 5 years, low key, he was the best artist of those big three. And then this Drake and Kendrick thing comes.
Of who? What three? Of him, Drake, and Kendrick?
So Jake, out of the
Oh.
out of him, Drake and Kendrick, J. Cole was putting out the best projects since. Remember when Revenge of the Dreamers documentary came out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fire.
That was
Fire,
fire.
yes.
He was MVP those 3 years. Since
Yeah.
then for 3 years straight.
Yeah.
I give you that. Yeah.
But I don't think he was the biggest. Like nothing against him.
He
I'm a
was.
J. Cole
I'm not
fan.
saying
He's not.
the biggest
He
draw,
wasn't the biggest
but I was-
artist
I
than
was-
Drake.
I
Right,
think
at,
he-
but
Nobody
right
bigger
after
than
that
best
though,
music.
you forget. Right after that, he opened the door for himself. Like, you know what? I gotta stop doing songs by myself and start doing features.
That's
and
when he
start,
started.
the feature one. It was amazing.
Once that opened,
And he was the best, and that's why I'm saying he was an MVP.
But I don't think he
Shit
was a
got-
bigger artist than Drake.
I'm not saying he was a bigger artist, but I'm saying as far as music wise, what he was coming out with, the shit was just hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, no,
he was
no
on a
question.
feature run too, low key. Remember
it
that?
was.
But like
So-
Sabi said,
so-
he did the best thing was open his mind to say, all right, let me work with this. Let me start fucking with 808 beats.
Yes.
He wasn't
But that-
fucking with the 808
But
beats.
that's my thing. He was and Kendrick wasn't making music, so it was really J. Cole and Drake. And as a Drake fan, I'll tell you, J. Cole was making more music, more lyrical music. He was doing more lyrically than Drake at the time. And I'm still a fan.
Yeah,
But here's
Yeah.
where he has hurt his legacy in that for a nigga who there was no nigga giving you better bars at the time, I'll say. So when Kendrick says something about you in a rap song and you say something but you sort of don't say something and then you take it back, you went from being the MVP. You basically gave Kendrick the run.
Here's where I counter with that. I truly think like the world of music industry is fake. is very vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of like everybody that we really listen to and fuck with, I think J. Cole truly can be considered a genuine nigga in that. He truly bowed out because those was really his brothers. If you listen to Forest Hill Drive, I forgot what track it was, when he was towards the end of the album and he was shouting.
It was thank you.
It was thank you. And he's shouting out all them niggas. He's shouting out Kendrick, Drake, all them niggas that gave him the
chance.
The chance.
That's why, yeah.
And I feel like he genuinely...
He stayed true to himself.
He stayed true, exactly. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to disrespect the guys that I want to... He said it like, listen, Hov, he knew at that time, Hov is on his way out, Nas is on his way out. Like, not on their way out, but like they're coming towards the end of their career. They're moving into other ventures.
Yeah.
We the next guys. Yo, me, you, Kendrick, Drake, all of us, we about to take over.
You know what's funny about that? J. Cole is appreciative and he puts out thank you, and then Control comes out like I think right after that.
Control
like
came out the next week.
Like 2 months later.
Yeah, like a month
that.
later.
Yeah.
So that shows you what there is, and that's why we're gonna have another conversation. I'm gonna tell you my opinions on Kendrick, even though I'm a huge fan too.
Well, I think we got a new Kendrick and Drake part 2 brewing, but not
Nah,
those
I
two
don't think
names.
so.
Here's my problem
I
with
don't think
Kendrick.
so.
I think Kendrick is the opposite of J. Cole.
No, but see, I'm
In
not
that-
talking. Those two names. I just said that, but I feel like a part 2 is coming because now we have a new beef. Well, maybe not a new beef, but between Pusha T and Travis Scott.
Is that really necessarily beef,
Travis
though?
Scott's not a rapper.
Because
Travis
I
Scott
ain't gonna
is
hold
an
you.
entity.
First and foremost,
It's an entertainment. It's an
First and
entertainer.
foremost,
He's an
Travis
artist.
Scott, Travis Scott got caught in a fucking tour bus with Tory Lanez, and he pulled his fucking card. And
Oh,
put it
yeah,
back
yeah,
down in the tour.
yeah,
Tory?
Yes. Tory said everybody
Tory
get the
whoop-
fuck out the bus. It was one dude. He put the camera down, but you hear him conversating. And Travis Scott was like, oh, like he started backing out of it, like, yo, chill, what you doing?
But that's not.
And
I don't.
change. So, but that's Tory Lanez though. If we talking about Pusha T, I can't say physical. Now we're talking about
Rapping.
rapping. Pusha T has bars.
Pusha T is the
Pusha T was-
king rapper.
Let's
Fuck
can,
out.
can we
I
just-
cannot wait for the
can we
album.
play- Can we just play a little, like play?
It's
have
not
fun.
fair. Is what I'm basically.
It's
saying.
not fair.
It's not fair.
It's
But we
not
also-
fair.
There was some people in this Drake and Kendrick that said it wasn't fair either because they thought Drake couldn't.
Drake
hold
is
his
a
own.
rapper.
I mean, but no, to me, Drake is not. Drake is an artist. He's an artist first.
He was a rapper first, then
I
became an artist
Like
later
I
on.
gave Pusha T. Pusha T
Artist.
said. Pusha T said Travis Scott is not a Travis Scott is not,
Not a rapper.
He's not a rapper.
He's not a rapper.
But at the same token, you're in an industry where if this happens, which is going on right now, Travis Scott got to rap. Bun B said it on Shay Shay on
Yeah,
Shark
I
Tank.
didn't believe
He said
Bun-
Travis Scott not going to sit here and just take it on the chin.
He will.
He's going to make something.
And that shit
could
gonna-
possibly be
that shit
a
gonna be-
Family Matters type diss where you'd be like, oh shit, I didn't know Travis Scott had that.
Let's
At
see.
one point, I didn't know Drake had
Bro.
beef diss material that can do it. He's smart to use it, but to put it in actually, Drake didn't beef with nobody. This is his first major beef.
No. Meek.
No. There's been
The
this,
Meek shit to me.
He
was
hit back
just-
to back and Meek didn't do nothing.
He
Cuddy.
got beef. He does.
Cuddy.
Drake
Yeah, but-
has a lot of beef, bro.
He got
Oh,
Drake got a lot of
Cuddy, yeah.
beef.
The problem with dissing Drake, and Drake realized this early, niggas profit more from dissing Drake than featuring with Drake.
And this
Yes.
is what I was saying to one of my homies. I said, Pusha T, Travis Scott is the entity.
Yes.
So now he's doing the
So-
same thing he did with Drake to Travis Scott.
Exactly.
But it's even worse because they were both on good music together at one point.
Right.
So like he's got,
And he said he backdoored Kanye.
Yes.
and he's also saying, he's like, yo, how you gonna do Drake like that when you had him on Sicko Mode and your last album
And didn't
then-
play the verse.
And play the
hype-
verse
and
and
then
this
hype
and this
Meltdown was a
and then
song.
hype Future
And-
and Metro
and
to play like that at your concert.
yeah,
Exactly.
and this on Pharrell and all I
He
have.
said he not loyal.
He not loyal.
Yeah, he had no
But at the
ties.
same time,
How you?
I would say Travis Scott is an artist.
He's not a rapper.
He's not a rapper.
He not a rapper.
A lot of people felt that way about Drake.
Nah, I
A
don't
lot of
think
people
he's a
think-
rapper.
lot
I
of people-
can't say that.
Drake,
Nah,
had more,
you can't.
Drake had more
You can't.
lyrically than Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah,
I'm a
absolutely,
huge Travis
absolutely.
Scott
Drake
fan,
has
bro, since like
freestyles.
days before the rodeo.
Drake has freestyles.
Yes.
And every song, not every song, every album you put out, there's a fucking freestyle somewhere in there that he just
There's
rapping.
always he always gave you that
What was
lyrical.
what was
one.
Drake best?
Right.
What was Drake best diss in the Kendrick thing? We family
Family
matters,
Matters,
right?
Family members.
Did y'all think Drake had that?
Yes,
I don't think so.
yes.
You don't think
Because-
he had it?
I didn't think he had that type of
First of
validity.
all, so I know you
Yes.
haven't.
Yes.
So you didn't hear 6 p.m. in New York.
Calabasas.
He
No,
got-
6 p.m. in New
6
York.
p.m. in New York when he
Yeah.
disses Pusha T and Kid Cudi.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew he
That's
had
before-
it.
That's way before that. So what are we talking about? Drake's
Yeah.
this in his
I
bag?
knew he had it, but
He
we
did.
were waiting for
But-
somebody to get it out of him.
But again, look who you said he was dissing. Kid Cudi and Pusha T. At the time, don't get me wrong, Pusha T got bars, but you're just in Kid Cudi and Pusha T. When Pusha T really wasn't, a lot of people wasn't really fucking with Pusha T. For him to go against Kendrick, and a lot of people are actually like,
Bro.
I
he's
give
actually
respect.
holding his
Yeah,
own.
yeah.
But you can't compare.
But
that because
Pusha T
that
wouldn't
being
get Canada more.
Arguably, the Drake and Kendrick beef is on the same level as the Jay-Z and Nas beef.
no.
At the
No.
time, at the
No.
time of
No.
relevance, Jay-Z
No.
and
No,
Nas
not
was here.
Both of them niggas are
Nas
bars.
killed him with one
I'm not
song.
talking about bars. I'm talking about
Nas
relevancy of
killed-
the niggas.
I ain't gonna lie. No.
Nas killed him with
No,
one
that's
If
true.
you
song.
talk about
That's
relevancy of the niggas.
That's true.
So you're
Yes.
talking about names.
That's
I'm
true.
talking
Name,
about
name,
where the
yes.
names were at
Yes,
the time.
yes,
That's
but
true.
They were
Nas
top two.
Nas
That's
killed him with
true.
one song.
You
Jay
have
had
Ether.
2 songs. Couldn't do nothing.
Either is not like us.
Niggas forget Ether came out 6 months after Jay-Z had already said something.
It's two
Yes, and
great,
Takeover.
It's two
Yes.
great giants going against each other,
Yeah.
bro.
That's what
That's
I'm
all
saying.
it is.
And Nas was the first one to drop an album, not a diss song on an album.
But there's a lot of people that's not putting Kendrick Lamar in that lane of being a titan because Kendrick
Oh.
hasn't given us no music at the time. Kendrick was playing quiet. Everybody at the time was just saying Drake was number one, and then who's two? You
J.
had an
Cole,
argument.
Cole,
Kendrick.
And then it
Cole
rose
was
to,
two
and then it
niggas.
rose to a big three type of situation.
Right.
Much later after
'Cause
Drake,
everybody got-
Drake had it for
They got lazy.
10 years.
Everybody got lazy at one point. Even us as podcasters, music industry got lazy and just said, "Well, these are 3 niggas that's putting out music."
Fuck.
And then you throw Future in there as the 4th because Future was always still hot.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was just Drake and everybody else.
Yep.
Nas and Jay-Z, in my opinion, at that time, were those 2 niggas.
Jay will drop an album every year. Nas
Every
was
year.
dropping
And
every,
Nas was
every
like-
4 years. Every 4 years, Nas dropped something. It was
But I just going back to that though, I just feel like the Pusha T, Travis Scott is literally following the same format as the Drake and Kendrick. Because at the end of the day, I think they're doing
Wait.
a clip. They're doing a clips reunion. I think they're about to drop another.
they're dropping
At the-
next
and
month,
Next month.
July 12th. I cannot wait for that.
Pusha's doing the same thing Kendrick
Kendrick,
did,
exactly.
and being opportunistic with your timing. Kendrick
Yeah.
drops a beef on J. Cole and Drake after his last album doesn't do so great, and he finally hears him say his name. That's opportunistic.
That's how
He
you
did
do a
the
wo-
same
that's
thing
how
when
you do a
Control came
rollout.
out.
You capitalizing, bro.
That's how you
all
do a
it is.
rollout, buddy.
Rap has always
that-
rap has always
That's
been-
the correct.
That's how you do your rollout.
That's the
Rap
correct
has
way.
always benefited from controversy.
Yes,
Oh, absolutely.
always.
Always. So
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
Pusha just realizing the business, like, yo, if I start this shit with his fans might start to listen to my shit to hear what I had to say about him.
Yeah.
We know the game. Come on.
He definitely disrespected the shit out of him though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yo,
Listen
you
to
ever
that
heard?
song, I really fucked with it.
You ever heard of?
What you mean? Which one?
The one he just dropped. Where he was saying,
So be it.
so be it.
They killed that
He
nigga.
killed that nigga.
But I'm gonna say this: Travis Scott,
You ever-
he has a lane to beat Kendrick, to beat Pusha T.
he can go the
with.
same route as Drake.
Wait,
He
has
could number shame him.
The Travis
You
Scott.
got number shit
Because
on?
And that Travis Scott is a way
he can.
bigger
He's a
draw.
way bigger.
All
Yes.
he needs to go, bro, is go back on Fortnite and then TikTok and fucking promote his songs.
Very
and then that's it.
You ever heard Travis
interesting-
Scott freestyle
Travis
before?
Scott has a very Playboy Cardi fandom.
Yeah, he does.
Where like
he does.
they're gonna rock with him regardless.
I ain't gonna hold you, George. That's a hell of a
Do
question.
you
I've
ever
never heard.
Travis
I've never
Scott
heard
freestyle?
Travis Scott freestyle before.
Have I heard Travis Scott
Freestyle
I think I
anything.
did.
Let me ask y'all, how
I think I
familiar
did.
are y'all with Travis Scott, like his discography, like his real, like how far do y'all really go back with him?
The furthest I go back with Travis Scott,
I'm not a Travis Scott fan.
I'm not a big Travis Scott fan. I might just say his Astroworld maybe.
So I'm
I'm not saying
so his come up is more in my era.
Yeah,
I'll
his
say
your
I'm
era.
a little younger than y'all. So,
Astroworld is when I start picking up.
so
on Travis.
he's got Rodeo, and I'm.
Oh
I-
no! Rodeo was good.
Exactly. So
Rodeo
I
was
go
good.
back. I go back to he has an album called Days Before the Rodeo, which just went on Apple Music, but you had to go on like SoundCloud to get that shit back in the day.
Oh, you had to fucking dive deep.
Yes. So I've been a fan since then. I'll tell you, lyrically, he's more of an acoustic. He benefits from producer wise than maybe bar for bar. Like y'all were like,
So he more like if the beat gotta sit.
it's
right.
more like the sound of the shit, basically.
Yeah.
But I like.
Yeah, Pusha,
Travis Scott, look, man.
Pusha gonna kill that nigga.
He's able to put bars together. I'm pretty sure.
Remember,
he
he
is.
was the first person to put a chink on Drake armor. Remember that.
Who?
Pusha T.
Oh
With
no,
Stovey,
no.
yeah.
Before that,
Oh, yeah,
Joe,
yeah, yeah.
Before
Joe-
that,
Joe-
before,
He was
Budden.
the first.
Joe
Budden.
Joe
Joe was the
what
first
was
to fire shots.
Joe Budden.
Who was the first person? Joe
But Joe
what, Joe?
Budden even said, he said, I knew Drake wasn't going to diss me back because
I'm Joe Budden.
beef is all about timing.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you beef with a nigga who's on tour, he's actively on tour.
Mhm.
He said, I know he wasn't going to say nothing because he was on tour.
Facts.
Budden said that years ago. Yeah. He's like, I knew
Joe
he wasn't going to
Budden-
say nothing because he was on tour.
So Kendrick Lamar got Joe. Basically, I just hard to say. Just
Timing is hard.
Time
but
is-
Drake,
time
but
is-
you got to
yeah.
give Drake nothing but respect.
I do
in
give
that-
respect.
In that, as soon as Drake got off tour, because he was on tour with J. Cole at the time.
Yes.
As
Yeah.
soon as that nigga got, and J. Cole was off tour, and then Drake is still touring. As soon as Drake got off tour,
He
he
dropped
said
it.
something to that nigga.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing you got to say. He's always responded.
Yeah, he
He
is,
did-
bro.
he's
And
not
that's
gonna fall
exactly
back.
what occurred, bro. That's why I say, yeah, timing is a wild situation, bro. And that's why I said this before. Kendrick Lamar, he played it very fucking strategically, like
Strategy
strategizing it.
was amazing.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you got to think,
Sure.
Kendrick Lamar took like 3 weeks between push-ups, and then he had all of a sudden had 4 songs already ready. Kendrick
But that
Lamar
goes
ain't
back to
never
what
put out
Savi
4
said. I think
songs
they
that
just have
fast.
shit in the vault though.
He probably
That's
did.
what I'm
I
saying.
think they're sitting on music.
That one song, I ain't gonna
It
lie.
depends how Drake was.
All those
Did
songs
Drake
he
never?
had, I
It
think
Drake.
all those songs he had, bro. I think it was really one song together. It would just
And he
switch up the
clipped it
beat, and it was just.
It
clipped.
depends if Drake how Drake went to the second song. If he didn't say nothing about
So-
his wife, it would have been rap battle.
So
but he
this-
fucked it
I
up.
think he was prepared for
No,
everything.
Yes,
no,
yes.
I
He's
think
prepared for everything.
Yes.
Kendrick was prepared for
Everything.
In my mind, Kendrick's had some of that shit on the shelf because Kendrick never put out 4 songs that fast, and
Hell
this
no.
didn't follow a traditional rap beef in that.
Where like he dropped
usually-
and then 6
usually
minutes
you
later
drop
something
and
dropped.
I drop.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
when
yeah.
Meek and Cassidy was going through their thing, and that was a while ago. It was like 2013. But remember, usually rap battles that followed. I'm gonna drop a song. You gonna drop a song.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop a song.
I
You
remember
gonna
Lloyd
drop a
Banks
song.
and Cassidy,
This
bro.
nigga
Yeah,
Kendrick
that
dropped
too.
4 songs in 3 days. Came in every direction.
Every fucking
Every
direction.
direction.
So that you gotta think he basically
It's
sent the
calculated,
plates.
bro.
He calculated
Yeah.
the shit out of him.
It was calculated, bro.
So even when Drake said something at the last minute, like Drake had to he had
Oh.
to he felt like he scrambled for that at the last minute.
Which one? The
There's one after Family Matters.
family. No, not
And
family.
I'm a Drake fan. I'll tell you that he didn't have an. You're not going to be able to respond to 4 songs
back to
that-
back to
that
back to back.
fast.
Yeah.
Ain't no fucking.
Ain't no
way.
fucking way.
It's
Yo, so
not.
Strategically, he outwitted him.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think he had a plan going in.
yeah, of course.
So you can't like nigga had a plan going in. Of course, it's gonna hurt you. But for him to drop Party Next Door album and it still be the one, you gotta be like, damn, this nigga still his stardom is that good. Like
In a sense, they view it as he can't miss. View it as he can't miss.
Drake will never lose as an entity.
Yeah, we're not.
Especially when you got the machine behind you, you can't.
Let's
really-
see. The machine will be behind him soon.
No, so
Yeah.
now we gotta see how far the
exactly.
machine is behind Trav.
Shit.
Yeah, I
Let's
mean,
see how that shit
Trav
works
is
out.
That's gonna be
Trav is
tough.
a
That's why the
star,
clips. That's
and Pusha T is not necessarily.
that's why the clips
star.
left Def Jam. Drake.
yeah. But Drake came in. and
Drake
just
said,
blew
I need to listen to your
yeah,
album.
exactly. He blew all that
UNG
shit up.
told Def Jam, I need to listen to the Clip album, make sure they didn't say nothing about Drake. And Clip said, nah, we're not, nah.
Yeah,
nah.
like, I'm
They,
not
they
getting-
told the
but-
Kendrick Lamar.
But at first,
The Kendrick Lamar.
Pusha T was his main goal wasn't Drake at the time. Remember who it was? Remember he came at Wayne before
Wayne,
he came
yeah,
at became
it was
Drake.
because
Wayne
of you know why, right? Didn't Birdman and Lil Wayne
They
didn't
gypped
pay,
him off.
they
What
paid-
happened to that boy money?
Yeah, they didn't pay them.
They ain't pay him.
And that's
How
what
you ain't gonna pay him for one of the
Yeah.
hardest fucking
song in your
whole,
books.
out of your whole career? But I don't get me wrong, Baby was media. It was okay, but
Yeah.
that was the best fucking song that was on.
Yeah.
How the fuck you don't pay them? And they go down to your hood and shoot the shit.
Yep.
They go down to New Orleans and shoot the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna pay them.
Not gonna pay them.
That's
But
wild,
real
bro.
quick, I wanted to get this in because shout out to the HR, my HR and my job. We had this conversation, and it was totally left field. We were talking about sports. Me and my homie was in front of my HR. We talked about sports. We talk crazy. We talk about like best shooting guard of all time, Kobe, Michael Jordan, stuff like that. And it's crazy that it turned into this conversation. So it was a rumor a while, like maybe 2 weeks ago, that Vanessa Bryant was like pregnant. Kobe Bryant's wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's pregnant and she was
Mhm.
dealing with some young dude,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that shit, right?
Mhm.
So when I was talking to my HR, AA, and she was like, yeah, well, she can move on. And in my mind, I was like,
Yeah, she right.
she right, but
I know you're trying to say.
you get what I'm saying? Like, what's the
can't-
appropriate time to like be able to move on?
It,
from something?
it depends.
Like,
if
it
there's
depends on the person. It all
circumstances-
depends on the person.
It's just like, well, we had a conversation, not we, but like I seen a conversation where Nipsey Hussle,
Low in London.
Lauren London, I think she said something in regards to like, that's it. Like,
Yeah, she
her
was
love
done.
of life is
Yeah,
like,
she was
it's
done.
no reason for her to look for anybody else
Damn.
or whatever. And I'm like,
I
that's
don't-
deep. I get it. But there are some females that, you know, they're like, yo, like, you know,
I
life moves on through like life or death or whatever. And like, yeah, we got to continue.
You gotta live in life.
You know, I mean, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, man, I feel like you put on this life to procreate and whatnot, and then God forbid your significant other do pass or whatever.
And she lost one daughter too.
I mean, you still have to, if you want to, you know, of course, it's your choice to procreate. But I mean, I'm pretty sure the pregnancy wasn't. Yeah, we don't know if it's true or not. This
No,
alleged.
she came out and denied it. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not- it's
yeah,
not
it
true.
was all
It's not-
speculation.
It's not true.
Okay,
It's
cool,
all
cool, cool.
speculation. Whoever
Word.
put this out, I'm not fucking with you.
So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in general, it's just when is the right
Yeah,
time
that's
to
what I was about
like
to say. That's my
to dip
general
off
question.
or whatever.
It's all
That's
about
a
the
deep-
person.
I ain't gonna. I do have an answer to that. I think it was whenever you're physically and mentally ready to like move forward
Yeah.
and whatnot, man.
I
I
don't
think that's
know,
like the
bro.
Could be
best.
one day, could be 10 years. You don't know.
No,
Not one day.
I think
Just saying as an
I think
example.
we could all agree that there is a too soon.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie.
That's
Well,
all, I can't
where-
tell you what's long enough, but I can tell you that.
I could
tell you
tell,
what too soon is.
and that was my argument with Double A. I said, listen,
How long? Brother,
Kobe been I don't
5
know,
years.
I think about.
But this is the thing.
2025. About 5.
So this is the thing, though, right? If we're talking about like people deceased and then moving forward with like another person, we gotta take in consideration that, you know, death is tricky. It's a weird space to be in. People handle it completely different.
Yep.
Whether it's laughing, fucking, or
Chill.
fucking keep
They
it
have
to yourself.
different
Whatever.
coping methods.
Yeah, so like,
yeah.
you know, it might be a person's escape. Like, let me just jump into another relationship so I don't have to think about it.
I'll feel
Do
lonely.
you think?
So-
do you think? And again, I don't. I hate to use Vanessa Bryant, but it was just the topic conversation. But do you feel like it would have been okay for her to have another child?
Another child. I mean, if she's physically, mentally, like
Ready.
or spiritually, like ready, like she can endure everything else, and like she's in the right headspace. And, like, you know what, I can move on.
Yeah.
And on top of that too, you know, you never know what was the conversation before. I'm pretty sure they had a conversation between her and Kobe. Like, God forbid this. I think everybody did. Like, yo, you gonna leave me?
Yeah.
Like, we're not there to know exactly what was said though. But I'm pretty sure they had a conversation
Man,
with
I
her,
don't
like,
even.
or whatnot. But like, if she was to move on or whatever, like,
We're not
you
gonna
know,
shame her. Like,
no.
Obviously.
Some people will.
No, it shouldn't though, man, because it takes a lot of energy to go and be like, yeah, man, especially to the eye of a public now. This is not like secretive. Like, if that was the case, now like you have more on your plate.
you know what's crazy? It's an easier transition when the person's been sick for a long time, and that you
Like, you know what?
Oh, you know what
mentally
you're gonna
you're
happen.
preparing it for. You're
you
preparing
mentally
for it.
and physically, spiritually, you get prepared. The love of my life is going to go at some point.
Yeah,
When it happens so random, like
Suddenly.
a Nipsey, like a Kobe,
Suddenly,
it's
out of the blue.
hard. Like,
no, it is, man.
I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know what the timetable is. I never will. Nobody can speak on that. Not even us.
Yeah.
So that's that I'm at.
Right. Yeah. I just my argument, my perspective on it was the fact that at the end of the day, you made a vow through sickness and health, to death do us part. I understand that where you could say, you know what, do death do us part. Death came.
Yeah. Not
I'm
how,
kinda
not how
like-
fought.
I'm released. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not released from you. I mean, and it sounds kind of fucked up, but it's not. It's like I'm now, death do us part actually happened.
So what I do next?
So what do I do next? Do I live out your legacy because I was your wife?
She doing
I
that
was
now.
your husband.
She doing that now.
And I will. First of all, we have to congratulate because every move she's made
It's
posthumously since Kobe
It just-
Bryant.
exactly.
been great.
She's lived. She's doing so much great things for his girls foundation
Right.
and even the sneaker stuff.
And
like,
she's still in.
the-
Like, Kobe was big on the WNBA, and she still
Yes,
Go
has
to
her hands
games,
into that.
yeah.
the
too.
thing she championed, she's falling right in line with what Kobe would have wanted.
Right.
Yes.
And God bless her and the daughter that recently graduated.
word,
Right.
yeah,
Her
yeah.
family.
It just like I said, Double A was arguing, like, at the end of the day, you know, the time frame is like how you were saying, like whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Double A didn't believe that there was a too soon, which I kind of got fucked up because I'm like, there is a too soon. There is a chance where like there's no way, God forbid, your partner dies Monday and then you're saying
In the club by Tuesday.
yeah.
So here,
I don't think it is too soon though, man.
I think there's a too soon. So the and this is an effed up conversation to have. The logic I've heard on this before is half the time that you were together with the person.
See, so
I don't like that.
So
That's the only thing I've heard. Like if I was with you 20 years and then 10 years
So
come,
you should wait 10 years? Nah.
I'm not saying it's, but it's so individually based.
But I think I ain't gonna lie though. So Ray, I think the concept of anything in general, a relationship, whether 10, 5, 2 months, doesn't matter. The concept is to enjoy each other's present at the very time, until you can't anymore.
Yep.
And once that present is like not there, non-existent, it's your job or to like seek help or whatever, but also live through them in a sense. But then also do what you need to do. It's a selfish
not
act.
Lose yourself.
Right.
Not lose
Because
yourself.
at one point you never knew this person. You were perfectly fine, and then after that you met the person, and then of course y'all kind of like became one. But then after that, if say God forbid the person passed or whatever, that person's still with you inside in a sense. But also you still gotta do your own thing. That's why I say like I don't think there's a shortage or a limitation or like it's too soon or whatever. Because again, you don't know what conversation was had. You don't know how a person is feeling at the time or what they're going through, and what could actually help them cope with certain situations at the same time too. Because honestly, we just here to enjoy one another, and that's basically it. We're not. Even though you have a ring, that doesn't make a person's property or anything like that. Like there's still an entity, a soul, or whatever, and just like any other soul, it could be with you or it could be up in heaven, whatever your religion part is at though. But I think that's the direction more so towards anybody though.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's my belief on that shit though.
Nah,
Man.
that's true. That's true, and it's crazy because, like I said, I just wanted to have that quick conversation because it threw me for a loop because I was just like, and at first glance when I heard that story, I'm just like, nah, why would she? In my mind, I'm like, nah, why would she do it? Why would she disrespect Cole? You know what I'm saying? Even though it was rumors, but then stepping back, I'm just like, you know what? I understand. It's been a minute. It's been
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So it's been a
4
couple
years.
years. So and it sounded fucked up, but it was like, I think if Kobe was here and God forbid she was gone, would he be? You put yourself in that situation. How would you be? You know what I'm saying? Would you still not want to, you know what I'm saying, procreate and stuff like that? So
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a tricky conversation though, man. It's
is.
definitely a tricky conversation.
So for the nightcap, I don't have nothing. It's just the fact that this month is men's mental health month. And I just want to just emphasize that because it's like that right there in itself again is another tricky situation where there's a lot of times when we suffer in silence. There's a lot of times, and not just saying us, but just in general, men in general, we go through a lot. We get put in so many situations where we have to react. We have to become problem solvers. We have to come with solutions. We have to be a man. There's always man up. Never woman up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to shit on women because at the end of the day, women they give the greatest gift, which is life.
Right.
So I'm not here to shit on the women. But I do want to highlight that this being Men's Mental Health Month and the people that do watch this, that all watch this, whether how many people do watch this, please check on your mental. Check in with your friends. Check in with your brothers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If there is something that you are suffering in silence with, find an outlet. Find something that does take your mind away from it, even if it's for a second, if it's for a minute, for an hour. Find a way to just like, you know what I'm saying, get away from it. Because at the end of the day, suffering in silence does impact you tremendously. I've seen a lot of people that I always used to think, oh, they're good, you know what I'm saying? And then find out like something happened to them.
Yeah.
Or you don't hear from them in a minute. Be like, oh yeah, did you hear like this happened to him? And I'd be like, God damn.
Yeah.
So I always want to You know what I'm saying? I may not reach out to y'all a lot or be like, yo, y'all good, and stuff like that. Because I don't know what y'all going through. Life happens. Shit happens a lot.
Facts.
Shit happens a lot.
Word.
This is
But
true.
for this month and for all the gentlemen that are watching this, a lot of people that are watching this, I just want to say, you know what I'm saying? Check on yourself. At the end of the day, nobody got you better than you. So if your mental is not right and you feel like it's not where it should be, reach out to people, find the proper channels to get your shit together.
All right, man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody got anything else to add on to that.
I mean, they also got, of course, God forbid though, but the suicide hotline, just in case, you know, just it's there, man. Whether you guys could call the cops, you know, they could direct you towards it, or websites, of course, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's definitely key to make sure your mind, soul, everything just in line and whatnot, and it doesn't hurt to like have a conversation amongst like your friends or family and stuff like that too. So yeah, absolutely, man. That plays a big part in life, man. So yeah, man. Even work though too, man. Work be stressing motherfuckers out. So make sure the job you win, man.
Sure.
It's a baby.
Take that
I
mental.
got some words.
Right,
Stop
bro.
being a fucking pussy. Get
God damn it. There go, dude.
Fuck about your feelings.
I see. I'll try to end this shit on a good note. And this
As
Nigga,
HR
a fucking
for
party-
Cognac Conversations, I denounce everything that man did.
that nigga is just a wet and crashing like a bitch, bro.
Stop with the bullshit. Niggas came over here, built America, made railroads and shit. and now at this age, we want oh yeah, let's worry about our health, guys. Mental health. Niggas like America is made up now.
Bro,
Like
it
there's
is-
pavement out on the streets, there's street light. This niggas is getting to it.
Yes.
Alright?
Niggas lay the concrete.
Yo.
Niggas invent concrete. They know
Bruh.
how to make light. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
man.
even though these are old things today, can we make a ring light? Can
I'm
anyone
pretty sure we
really
can.
make a ring light?
I'm pretty sure you
I'm
can.
pretty sure we can if you think about it.
No. I'm talking about right now.
Like
I
from
just
scratch.
remember
Us,
that.
us right now.
Nah.
We
absolutely.
don't got the
What
materials
do
right now.
to make a ring light. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't got the
don't-
materials right now.
Hey, I
Not
know
only would I
motherfuckers
make,
know motherfuckers.
not only I don't know how to make lights.
Listen, we have a phone, smartphone, bro.
Yeah, we have
We
phone.
just
it's
YouTube
my
this
phone.
bitch, bro.
Exactly.
If you threw us in the forest, we fucked.
Exactly. That's my point. All this shit is man-made. Some
Right.
nigga came up with this shit.
True. Very true.
All right.
Very
And
true.
I don't know if he cared about his own mental health.
Mm,
He probably just cared about being great.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's niggas that came up with light, street lights, math. I'm not
That's
sure
true.
I'm not sure if they cared about this mental health shit. I'm sure they care about their mental health, of course.
Yeah.
Like they shit,
Yeah.
like they got crazy, of course. But that's not really priority. Being great is priority.
This is such an
Right.
anti-mental health.
Yeah.
But if we on this road, fuck it. I sort of, as HR, here's what I'm gonna say. As politically speaking,
You agree with it, nigga. Like, I agree. Don't get
No,
me wrong. I agree
hold
with,
up.
I agree with Dude. I hated the setup, but I agree with what he's saying.
To say it differently, I think you mean to say.
Ain't no what he
that
mean to
back-
say. He said
hold
that
up,
shit.
Hold up. I gotta fix it before we get canceled again. But I think we need to a little old school that they had the benefit of being able to cope with things, knowing that there was other things coming. I think so much of our generation is instant gratification that it's hard that when we go through these tough times, we don't have necessarily the fortitude to deal with it. Not to say that the suicide wasn't an issue, because suicide has been an issue historically for men for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
but there was a thing where it's like the way we dealt with bad feelings were.
They wasn't giving it.
It was sort
They
of.
wasn't giving it a label like we do now.
We give
call it
everything
mental
label.
health. Yeah.
Somebody, you know, what we used to call overthinking. Overthinking used to be, that's Bill. He's just in his own head too much.
Right.
He's a
Mhm.
head case. He'll be okay. There was
Word.
there was such a thing as like, you'll be okay. You can push through. And I think we need to get back to that a little bit. Certain things you just gotta outlast in this world.
Yeah, I mean, and
Certain bad times you gotta outlast that shit.
What I would say, I don't know if it's just me. If we want to talk about mental health, what could help your mental health? Well, I mean, get your sleep, get your rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Exercise.
Exercise
Yeah,
too.
exercise and get your rest.
Good
and I feel
outlets.
like we should be.
Yeah.
we should be good.
Occupy your time.
Yeah. Hobby
Yeah,
too.
occupy your time. Like we got 24 hours in. Some of us got kids. It's like really, we really shouldn't have any real dead moments in these hours of our lives, unless you don't have kids. You got ample time and shit like that. But when you have ample time, I think that's where shit could go wrong. When we're not busy, because we're all men.
Right.
The time when we don't got shit to do, that's when that's when the overthinking happens. That's when it's like, damn, how come I don't got this shit yet happen?
A happy man is a busy man.
Absolutely.
I like that, man. I'll take it.
So kill yourself. That'll help you.
Yeah, on that note, we on the Cognac Conversation
I just
podcast.
cleaned this bitch up. I swear.
Exactly. I'm just.
Oh
I
God,
mean,
bro.
physically kill yourself.
Sweet baby.
Yo,
Sweet
By
man.
your throat. Nah,
Yeah. Don't. Let's not do that.
All right,
We love y'all.
work hard at it.
That boy on it.
Got a nice couple bleeps in there, right?
Nah, I ain't beating shit.
This
I like
bitch
that.
chop. We edited this shit, bro.
Nah, I ain't in shit.
Man,
We was just good.
we was. He
I
gave
ain't
us a
it.
great fucking
bust your ass, fellas. I
Yeah.
mean, get your rest.
Hey
Get
man,
your
work harder.
Yeah, get your rest. That's a
Nothing is
good
worth.
thing.
Hey, get that second opinion before you go on that last crash out.
Right.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Before
No,
you
no,
crash
fuck-
out, get
fuck
that
outta
second.
here.
Well, no, I'm not speaking for the crash out.
Yeah, we don't condone the crash
Turn
out.
this camera off, Lick.
Second-
I'm about to crash out right now.
second
Very
opinion.
wild.
It's one thing to
I
kill
don't
yourself.
condone.
Crashing out, that's a whole nother
Yeah,
thing.
that
That's a
means you
whole
taking everybody.
Yeah, it's like, hold
Don't
on.
take everybody. Get yourself out.
Yo,
there.
take yourself out.
Kamikaze, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need that in life, bro.
Man, well, great conversations at the Cognac Conversation podcast. I'm Rick the Ruler, of course. Rick, Super Landlord on Instagram. My right hand man, left hand man, Sabi. JasMedia on the boards.
Yo.
HR here, of course. SpreadMedia with the
With the whole life, with a hard
off the top rope and shit.
elbow drop.
Bro.
Elbow drop, man.
Oh man, we love y'all, man.
We love y'all, man. Thanks for watching the whole way, man. We out.
I swear to God, this job hard.